the colour come off the pellet, but hardly anything, and the fish will absolutely smash it. I wanted to talk about the lactobacteria. The krill, probiotics, prebiotics, don't even have to be that much, and you watch how quickly these fish will smash this. And I have found it is helping with the fish, because I come from a carp fishing background. So one of the main reasons why seafood is a little bit more expensive, don't tell your wife. I mean, I do know someone at the pond college that uses this stuff. What garlic does, it helps get rid of any parasites if they're in around the gills as well. But if anyone was interested as well, I was told that they were giving away free prizes. Spoke to the guys at UK Koi Supplies. So the first winner that's getting refunded. So where I'm at with the video at the moment, all I'm doing is my weekly maintenance. You can look at Sakai Akari, and a bag of that is crazy money. But the reason why it's crazy money, because the ingredients inside of that food. Hello everyone, welcome back. James the Koi Whisperer. As you can see, got me cup of tea, up nice and early this morning. I got my hoodie on. It's certainly getting to that time of year where it's a little bit fresh in the mornings and the water temperature is definitely on the way down. That being said, coming up on this video, I want to take you in my filter house. I've got a little few things that I want to tell you what I'm doing with this new lactobacteria that I'm using. So if people don't know what I'm on about, lactobacteria and the filter kickstart bacteria, these are a combination of treatments or beneficial bacteria that you can add to your ponds. I specifically want to talk about the lactobacteria. Everybody knows about filter bacteria, kickstarter, and there's plenty on the market. But I wanted to talk about the lactobacteria and the reasons why I'm using it. And I'm not going to lie to you, UK Koi Supplies are not the only people that make this stuff. I did actually buy some a few years ago. I actually started to use it, but then I didn't finish using the whole bottle. What I found with this bacteria, or the lactobacteria, that there's far more better ingredients in it, the quality of the ingredients compared to other ones on the market. I'm not saying this brand in specific hasn't got the same ingredients, but the ingredients inside of this one is certainly a lot better compared to what it says on the back of the packaging. So if you're wondering what lactobacteria actually is, I'm not going to lie to you, I was a little bit unsure myself when I first started using it. And to be fair, still a little bit unsure now. But what I found by using it, the results that I'm seeing in the quality of the water and the quality of the fish have been hands down definitely improved. The lactobacteria is not really a chemical. What it includes is enzymes, minerals, probiotics, lactic acid, yeast, trace elements, vitamins, and essential amino acids, blah 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 blah. There's a lot of good stuff inside of here, which got me thinking, when using this product, I was always told to put it into the pond, not into the filter system. So you put it into the main pond itself, so it gets inside of the water down to a point. Well, because I'm a carp fisherman, all of these good things inside of here got my brain thinking really, thinking, can I add it to the actual food? Like, I don't know if there's any other fishermen out there, but when we make up our little base mixes, we add loads of different bits and pieces to help, I don't know, try to catch a fish maybe. I spoke to the guys at UK Koi Supplies and I said to them, is it possible to add it or soak it with some food and then feed it to the fish instead of just adding it to the pond? And they told me, James, didn't you know that you could do that? And I was like, no, I didn't know that I could do that. So it is something that you can actually do. And I've been trialing and testing it over the past couple of weeks and my fish seem to absolutely love it. So I'm going to show you what I do and how I do it. And I'll show you how quickly the fish absolutely scram it down. And the benefits behind it, I think there's a lot of cheaper brands of food on the market nowadays. And inside a lot of this food anyway, prebiotics, probiotics, is all this sort of stuff which is in the food to start with. So in fact, by adding a little bit more to it, it just boosts up the food itself so the fish get a little bit more goodness from it. It's a bit like either buying a sausage from a butcher's, a decent quality banger, or buying a cheap banger from the supermarket. They're both sausages, but you can certainly tell the difference in quality. There's a lot of lactobacteria out on the market, all at different price ranges, and I wanted just to stress that because difference in price ranges is the same as the difference in price ranges in food. You can look at Sakai Akari, and a bag of that is crazy money. But the reason why it's crazy money, because the ingredients inside of that food is far better than ingredients in a lower brand of food that's generally just full of wheat and there's no fish meal to it. And it does play a massive difference on the price, because the ingredients is what really affects the price. And if the ingredients are good, then the food's good, the koi are happier. And this is a little trick really, that you could have a cheaper brand of food and make it a little bit better. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you have to do this. I'm not saying that you got to do this. But because I'm a carp angler and I like playing around and experimenting, it's something that I've been doing. And I ain't gonna lie, proof's in the pudding. I've found fantastic results and the fish just seem super happy about eating it. I don't think that it will cause them any harm whatsoever. I don't think that you can overdo it. I've been doing it every 3 days, just once a soak in some food every 3 days, and I've found that it's been working brilliant. So that's enough yibbity yabbada. Let me show you what I'm doing and show you how it's turning out to be, really. Just want to make it clear, this is not what I'm using, but because I come from a carp fishing background, I just wanted to give people that don't know about fishing what we do as fishermen. So we use different types of stuff that fish and koi absolutely love, but we can't put this type of food into a pond because it will make your water quality go all over the place. I mean, I do know someone at the pond college that uses this stuff, and I mean the price reflectant on $13.99 for 3 kilos of fish food. When you look at it, the krill, it's all good ingredients inside of this, but it would really make the water quality go to shot really because of the oils and everything in there. But it's all fish meal based. What I was getting at, being in the carp fishing industry, we're always soaking baits or adding flavours to different stuff, trying to improve certain bits of equipment to make the fish more attractive or more hungry to go towards that bit of food or bait. But it did get me thinking, and it's something that I've done many moons ago, and I used to make my own sort of pellets or make my own ingredients into a paste, and I used to hand feed my fish. Don't always share what I do, but this is something that I wanted to share that I'm doing because I think that it's working for me and the fish seem to love it. Like I said, it's not something that you have to do, but it makes a little bit more fun to the hobby as well, I think. And if you're seeing results from it and it keeps your mind focused and trying something different, it's certainly worth a go. So one of the main reasons why the koi food is a little bit more expensive is because it's also designed so it helps keep the water quality good. But as you can see, I actually use the NT Labs Medikoi probiotic, and it's got the krill probiotics, prebiotics, it's got fish meal, it's got wheat, krill meal, wheat germ. It's full of goodness, but there's a way of making that a little bit better. All I've done, I've got 2 little glass dishes there that I pinched off of Mrs. Whisperer. This is one I did earlier. I've got it pre-soaked in a little bit of the lactobacteria. Simple as what it is, just to basically undo your lactobacteria. I'm pretty much only doing this as and when I need it, so I'm not making up big batches and soaking up the whole lot, because what you'll find with a pellet, I think that it will sink, and I also think that it will go off. I think the best way of doing it is just to do it as and when you need it, and it only takes about an hour or 2 hours to soak up. So if you just literally give your lactobacteria a good mix up, and then just literally just add some into the top of your pellets. It don't even have to be that much. Get yourself your household fork, don't tell your wife. Just give it a bit of a mix up, and just leave that to soak for around an hour or 2 hours. And what you find, what happens afterwards, it looks like this. The pellets are still in form, they're a little bit soft, but they will still float. And what you'll find, all of that goodness out of the lactobacteria, all of the prebiotics, the enzymes, it's already in the food. But what this does, it gives it a bit of a boost, because the smell of that coming out of there, you can certainly tell that that's fresh. And in fact, that's what they use when they make a koi food to start with anyway. I'm not saying they use this exact brand, but the minerals and the enzymes and all the different pieces that are inside of this lactobacteria is all different stuff that's inside of this food. So it's just giving it a bit of a boost. And if it does help your koi and help their immune system, it's certainly worth doing if you've got the lactobacteria. And you watch how quickly these fish will smash this. This has been soaking for around an hour and a half. 2 hours. It has swelled up the pellet slightly, but if I chuck this in, you'll see a little bit of the colour come off the pellet, but hardly anything, and the fish will absolutely smash it. They don't hang around, they absolutely annihilate it. I know I just spooked them slightly. It gives me a little bit of satisfaction standing over near the pond and just trickling these pellets in for the next sort of 20 minutes or so. I could just dump them all in and walk away, but because we're having a competition, don't tell Mrs. Whisperer, but what I like doing is making sure my fish have a few extra pellets. So I chuck them in the right direction so my fish get a little bit better. Well, she's going to see this video and she's going to see what's happening. But what you can do with this pellet as well, you can also like leave it soaking a little bit longer, and you can add a few other pellets to it as well. So if you've got something else like a growth pellet as well as a, I don't know, like a wheat germ pellet, you can add garlic to it. You can do whatever you want, and you can squeeze the pellets together, make it into a paste. And a lot of carp fishermen will know what I mean by making it into a paste. You can make it into a paste where you can sort of roll it into little boilies or little circles, and you can hand select the fish what you want to be feeding. So sometimes that's good with adding a bit of garlic to food as well, especially fish do like garlic, and what garlic does, it helps get rid of any parasites if they're in around the gills as well, because the fish don't like, or the parasites don't like the garlic. I'm going to get all of this fed, and as you can see, they absolutely love it. It doesn't discolour the water either, something that I was a little bit concerned about. Does it discolour the water? And I just sort of spread this mix between this pond, the pond I've got over here. You watch this pond. So exactly the same food. I'll just get some in here. These fish absolutely love it, especially the big chag. And I have found it is helping with the fish, do you know what I mean? I found that it doesn't discolour the water. The koi absolutely love it. And what it does, it runs through their digestive system. And I am finding it's just playing a big part on the skin quality of the fish. It does help with the water quality, because the lactobacteria you can just put straight into a pond. I'm not telling people they have to copy me and do exactly the same. But the option's there if you want to give it a go. Because at the end of the day, when you chuck this in, the lactobacteria is designed to go straight into the pond anyway. And if any of it comes off the pellet when it goes into the pond, it ain't going to make any difference whatsoever. I'm not sure how long you could keep the pellets like this, but if anyone was interested as well, I basically add in this filter start to my filters as a weekly maintenance thing that I'm doing, and I'm also adding the lactobacteria to a weekly maintenance of my jobs to every single one of my ponds, Mrs. Whisperer's pond, my pond, and my son's pond. And I just wanted to add, the guys down at UK Koi Supplies is very kindly offered a 5% discount code on any of the items that they've got on their website. So they've put together like little care packages. I'll put a few pictures up now. Certain deals they've got on. Well, even though that's on offer, if you use my link down in the comment section and use my discount code, which is right there as well, you'll also get 5% off on top of that sale price. So if there is anything that you need and you want to give it a go, there's loads of different sizes that it comes in. This is a 5 litre size, but you can try it and test it out if you just want to get a 1 litre and give it a go yourself. I mean, I bought the 5 litre sizes because I've got a lot of ponds, and plus buying it in bulk certainly makes it a bit cheaper overall. So as you can see, the sun's come out. I'm just going to ring UK Koi Supplies because there's always a few questions of the ifs, the whats, the whens. So the most asked questions, I just thought it would be a good idea for me to relate back to you what that actually is. And also, from the last video that I done the other week, anyone that purchased anything whatsoever from UK Koi Supplies, I was told that they were giving away free prizes or refunding free people whoever bought anything that week. So I'm going to draw that now as well. So before I draw those winners, I just spoke to the guys at UK Koi Supplies and I've got some banging news for you. I've got some more prizes to be announced as well. But I thought I'd ask them some basic questions that might be on your mind, that might help out. So to start with, I asked them, Can lactobacteria be overdosed? They told me no. Can lactobacteria be used over the winter months? They told me yes, you can use it all throughout the season, and it does play a massive benefit if you continue to use it during the winter months. Can you soak koi food with lactobacteria, and can you overdose the food? And they told me no, you can't overdo it. I also asked them, can it be used post-treatment and pre-treatment during a koi pond if you've got to ever treat your pond with anything? And they told me yes. And then I asked them, what does it do? What does the treatment, or what does the lactobacteria actually do? So the first thing, it really helps and improves your water quality. But secondly, it helps with the fish gut health and improves the body and the skin of the fish. So that's just a few little basic things that I thought I'd ask. It does do a lot more than what this little bit of paperwork says, but that's just a few of the basic questions that get asked on a regular basis, so I thought I'd add that to this video as well. So I asked the guys at UK Koi Supplies if there's any other prizes that we can give out for this sort of video, and they said, yeah, of course there is. So getting off the phone to them, just bear with me because I'll read this. They said, anyone that uses the link and my discount code in the next 7 days will be in for the chance of winning these 2 prizes, which you can see on the screen now. Winner will be announced on the 19th of September 2024. We'll be using a random generator to pick whoever wins. They've already got your information and everything, so they can send out the prizes to you. So the announced winner will be announced on my community page as well. So basically, the 2 prizes that you saw on the screen, if you purchase anything whatsoever from UK Koi Supplies over the next 7 days, you're already automatically in for a chance of winning some extra stuff. And yeah, there's going to be 2 winners, so you might end up receiving some extra free goodies through the post by just using the link and my discount code. And like I was saying a minute ago, UK Koi Supplies, there's loads of stuff on their website. If you want to check them out, go and check them out. I suppose that brings us on to the winners of the last competition, where UK Koi Supplies said to me when I made a video about the product that I was sort of using, that anyone bought something, basically whoever bought something was going to get refunded their thing that they bought automatically. So those winners are, the first winner is Luke Holland, the second winner is Rebecca Smallman, and the third winner is Helen Hollis. So you might not have even known you've won anything, but if you check your bank, you'll have that money refunded, whatever you purchased. I can't see what you purchased, like I've only got your name, but I put all of the names into a random generator, and that's the 3 names that come out. So happy days, well done to everyone that entered. And if you did win, write it down in the comment section. Just say, that's the hammer, or thank you very much, or whatever you want to say. Well done, happy days. And I suppose that brings me on now to where I'm at with the video at the moment. All I'm doing is my weekly maintenance. Because I've been using this stuff for a while now, all I'm doing with it is just adding it once a week. Just doing a bit of a top-up thing really now in all of my biosystems. Just basically adding it to the system itself. Hopefully I don't knock the lid down this time. But I just trickle it in the top. So this is the filter kickstart. And I just put a little bit in each of my biosystems. I'm finding it's just helping with the water quality in general. I mean, it's one of them things really. Some people will say you don't need to add it if you've got a filter system that's already fully mature, which I suppose in a way I agree with that as well, but I find that it can't do any harm by adding anything more to it. Do you know what I mean? It's like a full filter system that's already fully mature, then in theory that, yeah, you shouldn't need to add any beneficial bacteria to it. But I can't see it doing any harm by giving it a little bit of a boost at the same time. And I find it's working for me. I'm not telling people that they have to do it, but it's something that I find that's working for me, and I'm going to continue to do it. So I got to add some to the main pond now. And I find after the filter is really mature, you don't even need to add that much. So it really does last a long time. And I find that it's just helping out. So I add a bit in my biosystem as well. Now what I do is do the lactobacteria, which is there. I do recommend that if you preheat this stuff up, use like lukewarm water, leave it settled for about half an hour, then add it to your pond. So I'm going to crack on with that now. fire up the kettle. So this is certainly not boiling hot water. This kettle was brewed around 2 hours ago, but the water's still lukewarm. Yeah, I just add a little bit of this to it. And then I'll just spread this over both of the ponds. And because I've been using it for a while now, I find that you don't even need to add that much each week, just little regular top-ups. I'm going to let that sit over there, but I certainly can't see the reasons why not to use it. There will be people that will say, like I just said a minute ago, that if you've got a fully mature system, that you don't need to add beneficial bacteria. But me, for one, personally, I can't see there any harm on adding a little bit extra bacteria, if you know what I'm trying to say. By adding a little bit extra, all you're doing really is making a few more improvements, which in effect will allow you to feed a little bit more, because then your filters will be able to handle a little bit more food. That's if you want to do that. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm saying it's what I do. And well, it certainly works for me. So I'm going to get that to the pond now. And yeah, I just wanted to say thanks very much for watching this video. And it's definitely interesting. And if you want to check out the link down in the comment section, fill your boots, check it out. I'm not saying that you have to. And anyone that does, you're in for a chance of winning those prizes. That being said, if I don't see you in a week, I'll see you for a window. Thank your mother for the lactobacteria. Bosh.